Hi, this is host Phil Potempa. Welcome to another edition of Notoriety. Each week we bring everything you want to mark on the calendar, everything that's coming up, that's ahead, everything that you want to make sure you do not miss. And of course, this is our broadcast equivalent of all of the columns, feature stories you'll read in the flagship Post Tribune newspaper underneath ChicagoTribune.com. Sometimes these columns will appear in the other sister publications. It says the Southtown Star. And ChicagoTribune.com proper, of course, is where everything is captured as well. We would not be here without all the generosity and the kindness and support of folks like People's Bank. The Indiana Arts Commission has always been a long-time supporter as well, and Legacy Foundation. And, of course, our many listeners and viewers as we come to you live from our Strachanville Van Til Studios in Hammond, Indiana. And we want to timestamp this date to let you know that this is Tuesday, September the 23rd. So if it's a rebroadcast, which it will likely be played throughout the weekend, we want to make sure you know exactly when it's coming to you. Although this was really kind of an evergreen feature because we know that there's always going to be lots of great opportunities along with our guests coming here. Just want to give a shout out that some of you do have the added advantage of cameras because you found us on your social media, perhaps streaming, YouTube, so you can see all of the treasures that await right in front of us here. And I'm joined by my co-host Tony Panic here, who's helping out. Thank you, Tony.
How's it? Great to be back here once again.
And most of all, we're so excited to have our returning guest. Karen is here from It's Just Serendipity. Karen Marvel, thank you so much for being here and bringing all of the wonders of the world. And, of course, we had a big scoop on the last time you were here to let them know that you have a new location.
Right.
You probably now have settled in and it's your home away from home already. So we're going to start there.
All right, wonderful. So hello, everyone, and thanks so much for having me. I am now at Humane, Indiana, Paws Resale Shop. That's on Kennedy Avenue in Highland, Indiana. And I have 400 square feet along with my friend Doug Jones. He's with the Never Ending Treasure Hunt. And we bring in treasures daily. And it's wonderful because I'm an animal and arts lover. And it's nice when I'm paying rent that it's going to help the animals.
Yeah,
so that makes me very happy. And a little plug for them, their Christmas back room just opened. So on the other side of our room, in the back room at Paws, it's all Christmas stuff that they're put out. Wow. Yes. And we have Christmas stuff in our booth as well, too.
Oh,
Lots of Halloween.
One is because we mentioned that our timestamp is that it's Tuesday, the 23rd of September. Yesterday, on the 22nd, was the first official day of autumn. So this is the time we're starting to think about holiday shopping and decorating and all these good things. So this is a great time, right?
Yeah, fantastic. And I stopped in the Paws the other day, the resale shop, and I walked back there, and it used to be just offices. And now I walked in, and it was like a wonderland of antiques and valuables. And I was like, what? Wait, what's going on here? And then Karen walked out. I was like, I should have known. It looked beautiful back there.
Thank
Oh, so the first time you saw the change of the landscape,
seen it, yeah.
huh?
It was
Oh, all
fantastic.
right, all
Thank
right.
you, because you've been to the shop.
I've been to the shop.
And you knew how that was. So
You knew how it was. And I walked back there, and boom, it just hits you. It's
You did.
really
You, looked,
beautiful.
you were talking to Rebecca, and then you went, what? You got all distracted, which made me happy that you were distracted.
Yeah.
So Paws Resale Shop is open Monday through Thursday from 9 to 5, and Friday and Saturday 9 to 6. So you can shop in our booth anytime that they're open. And there's a couple other wonderful vendors there. Plus, Paws has a plethora of fun things that are donated that they sell.
Oh.
And then the second thing I want to tell people is that now I am about the next week or so. There's a place in Munster, Indiana called Kitsch and Beautician Beauty. She's on Calumet Avenue, and she's fabulous. She's really creative with hair, and she also sells vintage items.
Wow.
So I'm going to sell vintage jewelry, vintage clothing, vintage hats, and a little mix there.
That's fun.
That will be by appointment, but I'll have that all listed so that people can know. And again, that's Kitsch and Beautician Beauty in Munster, Indiana on Calumet Avenue. It's near Arby's.
So now are you pretty much there with a regular schedule, or if you're not able to be there at Paws, somebody else can help let them kind of see what you've got, or how does that work?
So you just walk in to the back room and you shop.
Okay.
And if you have questions, you can always text me. I have a nice little board there that tells you can text me, you can tell me what you're on the hunt for. So say, for example, you know that somebody's collecting Halloween items. You can say, hey, do you have this? And I can check, send you pictures, or I can meet you. But we put things out all the time, so that way it's always changing. You're always seeing new things. And we have obviously a lot of vintage, but then we also have a little bit of newer and handcrafted items. We talked about the Christmas room, so I love to have things repurposed. So this is an old doorknob, and then we've made all different ones with different types of trees. So it's just, it's a fun way to take something that might be sitting around and do something different and unique with
Those
it.
white flock trees are so...
Aren't they fun?
Yeah. So you're tuning through the radio, which she's just displayed. One of the old-fashioned glass antique doorknobs. We have quite a few of those at the farm. But mounted on it is a small white flocked Christmas tree. And it kind of pops. It really is a nice conversation piece.
And I think nowadays, too, there's whole cultures dedicated on Facebook and whatnot for vintage Halloween, vintage Christmas.
Oh, yes.
People go crazy over this type of stuff. And it's really coming back around, right? Everything that's old is new again. And people want to decorate their house with just vintage decorations.
I think a lot of it has to do with the nostalgia and all the good, happy feelings and the feelings of love. And, I mean, it was all good stuff.
Absolutely. And there's only so many things that were made and retained. So Grandma Green had, I know, one of these in her window for Halloween. What I'm describing, if you're not tuned into our Jed TV with our camera stream, it's a pumpkin, and it's resting on, I believe, the arched back of a black cat.
Correct.
And it
it's got
plugs in.
skeletons.
And I think she bought hers at the local A&P. I think they were selling them there at the time. And this is in the 1970s. You've got one here, and you see this, and it immediately takes you back to a memory, a family member. I see our camera zooming in on that with some of the fun pieces as well. It just, again, only so many things were made back then. Now I think when they manufacture things, unless you're getting something that's limited edition, it's much more of a mass run. So, like what happened, with Beanie Babies, there was a glut of the market of Beanie Babies for a while, but now... I think it's kind of gone mainstream. So that I love. I love the old Halloween mask. I know they weren't always safe, but what great decorations and decor those make.
I mean, these are just fabulous. Okay.
Look at that.
So what I like to do, because I'm a kid at heart, is one of my sisters painted a green wreath. She did it orange. And then what I did was we put these all around.
Oh,
and then
so cool.
Those Halloween groups that you also hear, a lot of times they'll decorate the trees with them. They'll have all the different masks on the trees.
Oh, yeah.
They're just a lot of fun. So it's not just for wearing them; it's for displaying them, and people love them.
Yeah, so you can't get that in a costume shop,
right?
You
We're describing right now what I grew up with. Probably not so much Tony, but Karen probably as well. When you could go in and buy a prepackaged, my mom was we had to make all of ours original, but we always longed to go and buy what was, growing up in the 70s, the Star Wars were very popular. So Keith Spinner and Ann Scamore would have Star Wars ones, but it came with a plastic mask, usually a vinyl kind of an overcover for you. Or in the old days, they were kind of almost a clothy, silky thing, right? With an imprint to say who you are. I'm Mickey Mouse. I'm supposed to be King Kong, Frankenstein, right?
Those are just so fun. So I do have a collection of those. That
I
have some that I have to keep because I'm a collector.
Yeah. And Tony, I almost bet the one with the lady. There's one that's really unique. A lady smiling with. This almost looks like this is probably a character from something. It could be a Disney thing. It could be the bird lady from Mary Poppins.
It's Mary Poppins.
Really?
Good.
See, look at that.
Did you know that ahead of time?
I didn't. I never.
He didn't see anything.
It's like a game show now.
See, look at that. Look at that.
But masks like that too, you can't find anywhere. And even like the 90s. Now, I grew up as a kid in the 90s, but even that, there's nostalgia of a 90s Halloween is coming back around, I think, for a lot of people.
It is, because nowadays, as some of us are getting a little bit older, and then the younger generation is thinking, well, so vintage is 20 years or older. And it used to be that you'd think, oh, well, that's back, in the 50s or this. And now you think, oh, wait a minute, that's 2000 or 1990. And
So that is the technical definition of vintage. You've got to have
more like
2 decades.
20 years.
20 years.
Antiques normally 100.
Is 100, okay.
Really?
All right.
Yeah. But so it's curious, but as we all grow older, then things kind of shift as to what's popular. And like you want some of the stuff maybe that you had when you were younger.
The 90s, yeah.
Exactly.
So Broadway in Chicago has the Phantom of the Opera coming in November. And I think I thought this was Count Dracula, but now I see this character is holding a mask. Is that our Phantom of the Opera Universal Studios?
It sure is.
Wow.
Look at that.
Yeah.
mounted. And look at there's somebody trapped in the catacombs, Tony. They're below.
It's like, let me out.
And there's a
Whoops.
little rat there as well. So this is a great vintage piece. Comes with its own display model, and I bet Universal probably did the whole series with. Couldn't
Yeah.
you see there being probably a werewolf in the
I
others
have
as
them
well?
all.
You've got them all.
I have them display all year long.
Well, these
I love
Universal
looking at
monsters,
them.
I
The
tell
Universal
ya.
monsters.
Yeah.
And
And then
speaking of what, in front, that looks like one of those that would come from almost like a mold or
Mark's,
something.
Mark's Toys.
Okay.
So I also have these. These are really cool. So they have all of the monsters. This is Frankenstein. And then Mark's also made other toys. Those are called let me get it right, the
My
Nutty
older
Mads.
brother had a bunch of these silly race car driver guys.
Nutty Mads is what they're
Do
called.
you ever see those, Tony?
I've
really
seen these
weird
before,
and
but-
strange,
Yeah, look at that. Here.
wacky racers. These tiny little cars or football player.
Yeah.
And again, what we're describing is something that almost looks like it came from. It's a hard resin, but it looks like it maybe came from one of those molds that you would see at Brookfield Zoo
Yeah.
or the museum. But these are much more detailed.
Moldorama.
And Moldorama. And I bet these are pretty hard to find because
Yes.
again, I don't think they probably made it. You don't
It's
see a
not
lot of
mass
those.
produced like things are now,
Right.
and the quality is so much better from back then. To like for example, when we were talking about this pumpkin blow mold, they
Yeah.
are making them new, but they're not made the same way, and then the paint comes off much quicker. It's just not the same quality. So
Yeah.
I mean, if you get the new, there's nothing wrong with that, but just there's something about the vintage ones that hold
Where
up
do you
better.
even- I mean, you're a big collector, a full warehouse of vintage items. You just kind of travel around to collect
Or
these? How-
estate sales, right?
how do you-
sometimes?
I don't do as much estate sales
No.
because a lot of times that's retail price.
Oh yeah.
Until like the last day, and I'm usually working and can't get there. I have people reach out to me that either somebody in the family has passed away, or they're
Okay.
getting older and they need to downsize.
Yeah.
So that's where I would traditionally get a lot of things. But I do love the thrill of the hunt, and I do love to go out
Yeah.
and find something in the wild, as they say,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
that's always a fun time. But usually people are reaching out to me that they want like to sell some items.
So how about like when we said estate sales? I think of growing up out on our rural farm, a big way to liquidate things after a passing would be an auction. And sometimes it could just be a whole box. They just say, okay, nobody wants this, we'll add this box and this box to it. Is that too time consuming, or once in a while will you do that if you see a listing on a lot sheet and you'll think there might be enough that's worth my while to go to one of those?
I've never done that because of the time.
Yeah.
I know I have a lot of people in the business that do
Yeah.
it. I don't. I'm going to be having a big warehouse sale very soon because, as you know, you saw how large
Oh, yes.
the storefront and then in downtown
Yes.
Hammond is. So I need to clear out. I've been doing it,
Yeah.
but there's still a lot because
Yeah.
I've been doing this
Yeah.
a long time.
And all great stuff. Let me tell you again. So if you're seeing something or you're hearing us talk about something right now and you think, I've been looking for fill in the blank for Halloween or for decor or for a certain gift, or a lot of times theatrical productions might need something. Here's the person that is a great neighbor to know. So do we need to know a website or a phone number? How do you want us to toss out a little commercial?
My
break
website
here?
is currently under construction because
Okay.
I'm making changes. I post almost every day on Instagram and Facebook.
Go ahead.
For It's Just Serendipity. And then I just advertised. You're familiar with
Yeah.
Panorama, sure.
So
Nice spread.
I'm in there, and it tells you that you can text me anytime between 9 a.m. and 7 p.m. And I say that, please, 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. because otherwise
we all need our rest.
we need our rest. We need to recharge and have a little time
Yes.
off. But I'm available for questions, or if you want me to send you pictures of things. You know, if they say, "Hey, I'm looking for a model," or "I'm looking
Yeah.
for this flip football doll," or "I'm looking for some really cool Star Wars collector cards,"
Yep.
and then we comment on how cool this is. This is a Good Neighbor
Oh,
service
yes.
station. Phillips 66 mat. I don't know if you probably can't
It's
see
kind
it.
of a rubberized look. I don't know if the robot camera angles that much, but
Right.
it would be the kind of mat that you'd have on your front step or porch, and it's got the Phillips 66 Shield logo in the middle. It's got all the ruts and grooves in it, and it is really in peak wonderful
It's
condition.
wonderful condition. It's amazing that it's.
Yeah, it
They
is
must not
in
have had it
great-
out very long.
Yeah.
The other thing is, besides we having things for guys and everybody, we also have beautiful jewelry. I'm a kind of a sucker for sterling silver and turquoise, so we have all kinds of beautiful pieces for sale. If you like more rhinestone bling, we have things like this. And then if you like gold, we have gold, lots of bangles, and I mean,
yeah.
always fun things. So you can contact me. I told you I was a makeup artist at Marshall Fields on State Street.
That's
And
right.
their philosophy, of course, was give the lady what she wants.
Yes.
They were really good about customer service, personal shopping. So that's how you can shop with me 7 days a week. Whether you shop with me at Paws, whether you make an appointment at Kitchen and Beautician in Munster, or you just contact me by text and say, I'm on the hunt for this, and I can help you find it.
And you have to have a good eye for stuff like this. I mean, because people always search for vintage, but you don't know what's vintage for sure. But you pretty much spot, hey, this is something here.
She hears it. She talks to enough people, right, to know
I do.
what's hot right now.
And I used to say that I'm an old soul, but I'm younger. Well, I'm growing into that. I'm really older now, but so I've got more experience, and growing old's a good thing, right?
Yeah. Wisdom comes with it.
Yes, hopefully so.
Yes.
And some gray hair, too.
Hey,
and
that's
some
good.
gray.
That's
some
good.
gray. I'm going to ask Tony a quick trivia question because I love this piece right here.
Did you see the little
Oh,
characters
I love
on
this
it?
even more. So this is a tin, a metal tin, and it's again in very, very good shape. It's not rusted, and the whole front is still on display with the brand Simonized vinyl wax. And Tony, which famous comedy trio did commercials for Simonized? A comedy trio.
I mean,
there's not many.
Not the Three Stooges.
The Three Stooges,
Okay.
yeah.
All right.
The last incarnation, I think, with Curly Joe, they did Simonize, and I told this story once before. I was in Karen's shop, and I saw a famous comedy duo up in a vintage plastic piece that was for windshield wipers.
Oh,
Laurel and Hardy,
yeah.
right?
I love that one. I'm
And
so
I
glad
had to
that you
buy
have
that
it.
right away. It's in my office,
Yeah.
prominently displayed.
I'm so glad you have
at
that
the
because
Performing Arts Center.
Yes.
I love that piece.
Speaking of the Performing Arts Center, I wanted to say a couple things because I appreciate all that you do for the arts. The Center for Vision Performing Arts is a true gem
It
in
is.
Northwest Indiana, and thank you for all of your you just nonstop helping
It
to promote the
takes a
arts.
team, and we do it every day, don't we?
Yeah.
And I'm very proud. I volunteer on the board of South Shore Arts of the Northwest Indiana Symphony Orchestra, which is housed in that building.
Yes.
So no matter what you do, you want to go for catering, you want to go for the theater at the center, South Shore Arts, Northwest Indiana Symphony, that is like a hub in
It
Munster
is our
area.
oasis of arts and culture, I always say, right?
It is.
Those art exhibits, those receptions are huge right now. We have a lot of people that turn out, which is so great to come in and see the latest artist work, be it in the atrium lobby or in the main Bachman, the giant gallery. You're right. Tammy Miller was on last week talking about the orchestra has their gala dinner coming up in October.
I was going to mention that.
right?
October 10th
It's a
at the
biggie.
Center for Vision Performing Arts. So this week, get your tickets reserved because you
That's
don't want
a
to
big
miss
one.
that. And having the symphony in Northwest Indiana is a huge asset for us.
Yes.
And then the first time South Shore Arts is having something called the Evergreen Artisan Market. So it's running November 21st to 12/24. So they're looking for people that does like specialty baked goods, artisans of any type, artists, and they will run it. You just leave it, kind of like how I have the
wow.
booth. You just
Sure.
put things in there. So definitely contact South Shore Arts if you're interested in that. It's a great way to sell what you are creating
Yeah, absolutely.
and support the arts, and then have good exposure. And then currently the 82nd annual salon show is going on at the Center for Vision Performing Arts. Now this is trivia. I'm going to see if you get this
Oh.
one. I'm going to do it to him.
Do it.
All right. Let's
Okay.
see.
I answered enough questions.
Where did the salon show originate 82 years ago?
I know this. It originated in the fancy word is the millinery hat department at a
Very-
department store somewhere
Yes.
in downtown Gary. But
Hammond.
which one? In Hammond.
Yes,
and
very
which
good. And he
department
knew
store though was
millinery.
it?
Edward C. Minus.
Oh, the minus. Which this is a good one for you. I had gotten this wrong for years in my columns when we talk about A Christmas Story and when Ralphie gets to see department store Santa. I always thought it was in Goldblatt's, and somebody said, no, Phil. There was Goldblatt's, and the fancier one was Minus downtown. That's where you'd really have Santa and all that display. Goldblatt's was not quite as,
Upscale.
yeah,
Yes.
that's what
Right,
my
right.
friend
It was-
Krista, my editor, would often say. Is that true then?
Yes, yes.
Because are you Hammond born and raised?
I was actually born in East Chicago, but then grew up in Lansing.
Okay.
But downtown Hammond is where my parents always took us shopping.
Yeah.
So that's why I have such a affinity for downtown
Yes.
Hammond. And then, but my shirt says that my
That's
happy
right.
place is not Hammond, is
Indiana.
Indiana.
Is Indiana, yeah.
So I love, I'm in Highland now. I'm in Munster. I love Indiana as a whole, and there's a lot of really great things. So make sure you check out the arts at the
Oh,
Center
yeah.
for Vision Performing Arts because there's a lot of good things
So
going
nice
on.
for you to give us that nod. Thank you for that as
Oh,
well.
you guys are truly a gem. And
I saw you've got a package here of marbles, and I always think of the only one I can name isn't one of them a cat eye? Can you name some of the other special kind of marbles?
now I can't think
see,
of what
these
they
are
are.
glass marbles, the
there's
old
so
school
many
ones.
names.
Yeah.
But how many times are you going to see American-made glass marbles, including the shooter, 25 count, in the bag?
In the bag, yeah,
Is
still
that not-
packed and ready to
Isn't
go.
that wonderful?
It
Not
is-
enough kids playing with marbles nowadays.
No, they need to
Right.
put the phones down
That's
and
exactly
and
play
right.
with some marbles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As we start to wrap up here, I do want to ask one more trivia question, but I want to ask our producer this because Adriana, she's always on what's trendy and what everybody's TikToking about. I just learned this term the other day. I mentioned Beanie Babies, and now somebody said there's some other doll with big poppy eyes that everybody is collecting, and then I saw Elvira Cassandra Peterson on my Facebook feed, and she had one that looked like herself. Do you know what these
The dolls that look like yourself?
they look like something, and they're called.
Oh, if you're talking about the ones that are kind of small and they look like they're wearing like a onesie in a
What's that
sense,
called?
Those are Labubu dolls.
That's it.
Labubu.
Tina in our costume
Yeah.
shop has talked about. Have you
Those
heard
are-
of
What
these
are they
yet?
called again?
They're called Labubu dolls.
And
I've
what are
heard-
they again? Describe it for us.
They look very freaky to me. They look like a little doll, kind of like
Like a
not like cabbage
Furby?
like a really small Cabbage Patch Kid. That's the kind same face.
Uh-huh.
And it's a doll that is in a onesie, and it has very kind of freaky looking teeth on it with very big eyes. And they started off as a trend that you can kind of clip onto your bags. And now that they have blown up for some reason, they are sold everywhere. It is a new thing that people are collecting, and I can imagine that it may have the same appeal as like Beanie Babies, that there are certain ones, and if there's mislabeled in packaging, they're going to be worth way more.
So, like, where's one place we would see them at?
You would see them at Target. You would see them Walmart. I know a lot of people, if they have stores like Hot Topic, FYE, that's where you're
And
gonna
is it a
see 'em.
true brand called Labubu? And there's knockoffs, or no?
I
It's
think
all
it's a Japanese brand.
a Japanese brand.
Yeah.
It's hard to keep up on
I
things
thought
like
at first
this,
you might have
right?
been talking about Monster High
Let me
dolls.
see if I can find a picture.
Because those
Yeah.
were really
Those were
popular.
popular.
Those are
Yeah.
popular, and they're the older ones are really popular again.
Okay. Yeah,
But
this,
trying
Yes,
to keep up with
they
all this
are.
stuff,
I
think
know. This is
they
what
have
I just
younger
heard
people
about
on.
last week,
Well,
and I
some
didn't
people
know.
are still waiting for those Beanie Baby, the money to kick in or to cash out in retirement.
Oh, yeah.
They
for their
just
Beanie
mass
Babies.
produced them. I
Yeah.
give them away as gifts to kids.
And we were
Like,
just talking about this the other day. The creator of it, these Thai products, the man that started all, he has his headquarters in Oak Brook, Illinois. He's still listed in the top 400 Forbes billionaires. So these
Beanie
little
Babies?
dolls can
Yeah,
still make a
so
lot
I have
of
a
money.
picture of it right here.
All right, let's see if we can see
These,
that.
Labubu.
Here we go. So
Oh, they are
Oh.
strange looking.
these,
Very good.
that's what they are. So this one, I guess this is the original one. Originally sells for $112, but it is on sale for $54 with only 2 in stock. So as you can see, there's the kind of keychain there. This is the packaging of it. So that's why I kind of think they look like the Cabbage Patch Kids because of the round face here, and they have the real creepy looking teeth.
And it says
looks like it's in
Labubu on there somewhere, huh?
I believe so. Yes.
Yeah, like I
But
said,
that's how it
Elvira had
looks.
one she held up, or Cassandra Peterson, the alter ego of Elvira, on social media, and I thought I gotta ask and see because I didn't know what it was, so I don't feel as bad.
I didn't
We're
know.
learning something
Yes,
today.
learning
We are
something
learning.
new every
I
day.
got a Furby still. That's what I got.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. That's
Yeah.
a good.
And I want to mention again because now's the time to start thinking about. We talked about Tina in our costume shop about Halloween and costumes. I see an old lantern there, so if you need a certain prop or something
Yes.
to go along with your ensemble,
Thank you.
it's just serendipity is where you're going to go. There's a skeleton hand that's been
Yes,
right
because
here.
because
the peace
because
sign.
because we want peace.
Yes,
So
exactly.
wishing everybody a peaceful, fun day.
Yes.
So I thought I'd bring that on something
And
fun.
there's one thing that I didn't get to spot. It's in a wooden frame all the way over there. I'm not sure what we have.
That is just the saying that fall is
Oh.
here.
It
So
is.
I brought a real pumpkin, and of course, another little Marks figure, which you don't see the ladies very often. But I brought that,
Look at that.
and then I wanted to thank you again because you had wished me my store turned sweet 16 in September.
That's right.
So 16 years old for my business. And just another thank you. If you haven't picked up the Panorama magazine, they're all over Lake Porter, LaPorte
And what
County.
month is that? Is that or
This
is that
is
a fall?
September.
September. Okay,
this
good.
is September 6th through October 5th. and I'm on the inside
Great
front
color
cover.
spread.
Yeah.
That's wonderful.
And this is great because they're all over other small businesses that you
Yeah.
can support. Like I was just at OMG Pastries in Munster, and she put them out for me, and
Oh,
it was
that's
wonderful
great.
because I'm supporting her, she's supporting me.
Absolutely.
It's great you got the open sign above your doorway there, too.
That pause
Yeah.
put that up there
Yeah.
so that people would know
That's
because,
good.
Draw you
because
right
it wasn't
there.
open all
Yeah.
the time. So wasn't that nice? They did a good job doing
Yeah.
that.
And then one more time, give us your phone number or how to Facebook, all that good info.
It's just
Karen.
Serendipity, and I'm on Instagram and Facebook. Please be patient. My website is under construction since I've been making so many changes. But you can text me anytime between 219-512-4298 between 9 a.m. and 7 p.m. And I'll happily return your calls between 9 a.m. and 7 p.m.
I got one more
Perfect.
question.
Yes.
Is there one item out there that you must have? You couldn't find it just yet, but you need it.
Oh, the holy grail
the
of your
holy grail of
collectibles
your collection that you don't
for
have.
some of the things that you have.
Creature from the Black Lagoon scared the poop out of me when I was a little kid, so I have a creature collection,
Yeah.
and I recently got the big one, like the grave.
Oh, yeah.
So that was high on my list,
Yeah.
but there's a couple other small ones that I haven't seen, around.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping there's an event coming up called Thrill of the Hunt,
Mm-hmm.
and it's going to be in November at the Lincoln Center. And I'm friends with them, and I know that they're going to bring some cool things.
Brian and his
Brian
team always
Pearson.
deliver.
I told them, I said,
Yeah.
hey, I got to check out. I need to treat myself something to the creature. So yeah, there's different creature things
Never
I've
know.
seen. There's so many that I can't pinpoint it to one. The grave robber one was a big
That's
one.
a-
So
yeah.
and we had that above Svengoolie. Do you
Oh,
remember that?
that's
For the
right.
pictures, for Haunting
That's
in Hammond?
right. That was right. That
For
was
the
our
downtown-
backdrop. That's right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wasn't that fun?
And Karen, we want to thank you for all that you do. Right back at you from Haunting in Hammond to Bazaar, the Christmas Story Festival that was in downtown Hammond. You
was
always invent wonderful events that draw people, and you are involved in so many other activities that continue to bring others, including famous people, right? From
Butch Patrick was here. Sven
Butch
Gooley.
Patrick was
you,
here.
You helped interview one morning.
Yeah, the one morning Jim was like, I can't do the morning show. Can you fill in? And I was like, talk politics. They're like, no, Karen's bringing Butch Patrick. I was like, well, that's fantastic.
Eddie
I'm there.
Munster. Eddie
Yeah.
Munster.
And then
Yeah.
you came and you helped us out with the
volunteered.
Scream Team committee.
Yes.
Scream team and got to meet Butch and Sven Gooley.
Sven Gooley. You
Great
brought
time
him
though.
for
What
us
a-
as well.
What a 1-2 punch that was.
Yeah. Absolutely.
We had a blast. Raimundo did a great job at Eat, and
Oh,
we
yeah.
had a wonderful
Yeah.
experience. I'm hoping that we can do something like that again soon.
Oh,
because
it'll
it was-
come full circle. We will. And one of my favorite photos ever of any of my cookbooks is Karen dressed up as the mean elf
Oh.
from A Christmas Story,
Yeah.
making a scowl with the little
Yeah.
winner of the fudge contest I had to judge. So
and you were always so you're
I
so
love
busy.
that. I
and
love-
you judge the
yes,
the
pies,
pies
and
at Bazaar
fudge,
Bazaar, the
Christmas
fudge and
cookies,
cookies.
yeah.
Well, how
And
can you turn that down?
I know.
That's delicious.
Somebody's got to do
It was
it.
a tough job, and he said, "I'm there for you."
And Karen, we've only hinted at Christmas, that little Christmas tree, but please come back again before Christmas.
I'd love
a lot of
to.
times around Black Friday is a good time because we do Small Business Saturday. Find a slot in there and come back and bring us more treasures that we can display as well, okay?
Thank you so much.
And thank you also, Tony Panic,
Yeah.
for joining our conversation.
Pleasure.
Our producer, Adrian, and also all of our listeners and also those that have tuned in as viewers. We're so grateful to have you along the way. Remember, there will be more programming just right around the corner. Most of all, we look forward to seeing you again next week and wherever your path may take you.